Hey Tracy, thanks for lurking. Gonna go ahead and run the ads now, so that they're out of the way. Test. Okie. Still says the ad's running, but I am ready. In the words of Reggie Fils-Aimé, my body is ready. Hello, everyone. Today we're making Dracula. You might wonder, why are we making Dracula? Well, I was going to do some extra content today for either the Spellbound Regalia or the Environmental Dangers. Because I thought either one of those was going to pass 100 views on YouTube first. But much to my surprise, Galamoth, last week's creature, actually did that. And despite being on there for like a week or two less than the others, it reached 100 views first. So we're making Dracula. Because one, I've had the thought of doing Dracula bouncing around in my head for a while. I feel like it's kind of hard to like do Dracula just because there's so many versions of him. So I'm going to mostly be focusing on the Symphony of the Night version, as well as sort of I'll take inspiration from other places, including the anime. But horror focus wise, I'll be focusing on the Symphony of the Night version, with some nods to the other versions of Dracula. Lorem ipsum dolor. Alright. So he's not a fiend, he's an undead. He's unholy. Oh, sorry. I just had to sneeze. That hurt. Vampire. I need my screen here. Vampire families, vampire count. All right. So vampire. Oops. Why is that like that? Vampire vulnerabilities. Monster core. Vampire vulnerabilities, sea monster core. Mist escape is a free action. Which I'll probably be making a few exemptions to vampire vulnerabilities for Dracula, as he is the vampire, basically. But he's been shown to be mostly vulnerable as any other. Okay. And I need my building creatures page for my tables. Okay. So we're going to give him some pretty hefty resistances. Physical. Physical 25. Accept magical silver. And then double versus non-magical. And the reason for this is, this last bit is just because he gets punched in the face by Treble Belmont and doesn't even blink. And he's just like, you must be the Belmont. So that's why I'm doing the double versus non-magical, which is not standard. It's just normally physical except magical silver for vampires, but he is the vampire, so we're gonna give him a little extra. Um, he's gotta have a good ass perception. He's like in the anime, he's pretty lethargic, and because he's like severely depressed. But outside of that, he's got good stats. I think he just kind of sits around and waits for anybody to come to him because he doesn't figure that they're worth dealing with unless they can at least get to him. So we'll give him a pretty good perception. Maybe not extreme. We'll give him plus 40. And we should probably do his stats. So we can see that he has like that in the anime, at least he has like that hyper speed similar to Alucard at times, although Alucard is generally faster than him. So we're not going to go too crazy on his dex, but we'll give him a high dex. So we're going to go with 10 dex. 10 con, he's very durable. We're going to go with 11 charisma because he commands he commands swaths of devils, vampires, monsters, and what have you. He's very intelligent and wise. I think so. We'll go with 9. We'll give him a 10 in int, because apparently all the alchemy work and such are things he's done. And we'll give him an 11 strength, because he has to, when he can't convince them to stay in line, he has to force them to stay in line. So, and plus Alucard's faster than him, so it makes sense that his strength would be a little above there. We're gonna go with common, Necrol, I feel like he needs to know Diabolic or Diabolic, and was it Chthonian and Daemonic, because of his dealings with the otherworldly. He's obviously also very well spoken in the languages of his enemies. He's an educated fellow, so we'll give him Empyrean as well. I'm spelling it wrong. Languages. E. E in uncommon languages. Empyrean. That's why I'm spelling it wrong. Alright. So we got Empyrean, Necrol. I feel like he'd probably also know Undercommon or Sackfroth. He just knows a lot of languages. I feel like he's a very intelligent fellow that would know how to communicate with a variety of creatures. So, Jotun to speak with giants, Sackfroth, Goblin. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Orcish. Shadow Tongue. The only other one I think he might have would be Requiem, just because it's basically another language of death. So we'll give him Requiem. All right. Let's fix this before I forget. Hey, Super Cat. How's it going? We're making Dracula today. Big Dracula energy. I've given him a bunch of languages because he is a smart cookie that likely in his many years has learned how to communicate with the various beings that he commands. Actually, let's switch Goblin for Fae and Orcish for something else. That's good. It's good you're doing better than, I think, what was it, yesterday? You weren't doing so good. Before yesterday was the not good day. Yeah. Well, it's good that you're doing a little better. Utopian. Or that's the wrong spot. That's where Protean goes. Protean, Backcross Shadow Tongue, and Utopian. There we go. I think that's probably better. Now it's good. That's good. All right. So we've got our languages. We'll get skills later. I'm gonna do a claw attack because that just seems like his basic physical whack. Claw. Plus X. Agile. Armed. Reach 5 feet. XDX. Unholy. If you were a vampire, what kind of life would you live? The classic huge castle and horde of minions, or the modern trying to live as a humankind? I think honestly it would depend. Like realistically, I think it'd probably start out as the latter and might slide towards the prior as time goes on. But it would depend a lot because vampire mythology, both for more traditional and more modern, like metacultural, is very varied. So it would depend on the rules. It would depend on what kind of vampiric problems I have. Um, and how much people wanted to kill me. So it's very dependent, I think. Like the whole castle and minions thing would require me to have like shit tons of money, which being a vampire alone does not give you those things. Vampires are often an allegory for the rich and exploitative folk. I would prefer to not be that. I would not like to play into that, but I would like to still be able to have nice things and not die. I've maybe thought about this sort of thing too much to the point of where I don't have a direct opinion because there's too much to think of. Like, if I was like full on monstrous, like I eat people till they were dead sort of situation. You say you feel weak or nauseous in sunlight, and as hunting for you, nobody knows real life vampires, so you reveal yourself. You're fine. As long as I'm not like, ooh, I've gotta fucking kill him to feed, you know. I think if that was the case, like if it was the sort of thing where it's just like, well, you kind of gotta kill him, otherwise there's gonna be vampires everywhere, or like you just can't control yourself. Like I'd have a problem with that. I'd try and live off of animal blood, I think, and further an attempt to further research into synthetic alternatives. Because I don't want to go around killing people just to eat. As far as just sunlight weakness goes, like, oh well, that sucks. I don't like the sun anyway, so nothing has changed really, other than it's physically bad to be out there, but it's not destructive. So, then we get into the more supernaturally bits, like I enter private domiciles without invitation. Becoming a leading researcher. I don't know if I could become the leading researcher. I'm not that smart. Like I would love to think I am, but I'm not. But I would try and help in what way I could. You have enough time to get smart, but that does still take the time. Like, in the meantime, I have to do stuff. I can't just decide I'm going to school for biology and biochemistry and stuff and just go do it. Like if I had the mind control powers or whatever, like the look into my eyes and do what I say, but I could probably get there quicker. But again, there's a lot of like considerances with that. Has to be used very responsibly. Because like, one, I don't want to be like a monster in the metaphorical term. It would be enough that I'm a monster in the literal term. So we're actually gonna turn his speed up to 40. I'm gonna give him a fly speed of 40 as well. My dad was talking about a comedy show about vampires, like a spoof mockumentary. I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it, but I've seen plenty of clips of it. Where it's got kind of that like documentary camera work, but it's very much a comedy. I think it's called Dark something. Hold on. What We Do in the Shadows. And it follows a bunch of vampires that have been around for a while, just trying to adjust to modern day life, basically. You have a climb too. Vampires can climb. Or at least dramatically so, walk on walls and stuff. Why not? Why can't Dracula do that? We're gonna do it. We're gonna say he can. I can't remember if there's a scene of him doing that, like walking on a wall or something in the anime or not, but we'll say he can do it because we're gonna give him all the cool vampire abilities. I would like this to be out of my way so I can read, please. So we're gonna turn change shape, one action. I did not mean to click on that. Vampiric Lord Dracula. A Vampiric Lord, and as such has all vampire abilities. Four vampire abilities. They are listed here instead of that block unless a change is made to the ability. So okay, so we've got create servitor. Create servitor. Miss. Right. We've got missed escape in there. Missed escape. Create. Children of the Night. Dominate. 2 actions. blood. Turn to mist. So vampire vulnerabilities as a normal vampire, except what are we gonna change? Except Dracula is not. Except Dracula is immune to Dracula is not affected by the revulsion to garlic or garlic, nor to the just symbols presented by creatures under 19th level or by creatures without the holy deification. Creatures 18th level or lower, or by creatures without holy thing. So in order to present a religious symbol to actually affect them, you need to be at least 19th level and holy. So you've gotta be powerful in your faith to affect him. Missed escape. Except that Dracula returns to his throne. Instead of a coffin. Oops. There we go. So he's got he goes to his throne instead of a coffin. Dracula may constitute can recover anywhere inside of his and we should probably put that up here. Domain. Dracula has a large domain, which he calls his own. A massive castle entwined with multiple planes and enchanted with ancient magics. He can command the castle to teleport the castle to teleport to any location that can accept its presence. To any open location that can accept its presence. As a 1 hour activity with the concentrate rate. Okay. Once moved, the cannot move again for 1 year. Okay. So that change shape as normal for a vampire. Except when he is at half of his total hit point, he may instead assume a form available by is it you may assume a form as if under the effects of demon form or demon form, double form, form. Animal. Form spell. Categories. Bolt. Double form or aberrant form. Oh. I kept typing a comma thinking, like, why is it making a semicolon? There was just a speck on my screen. Double form or aberrant form. Form. Enough of his total hit points or less. May instead assume a form as if under the effect of demon form, double form, or aberrant form. While in such a form, he may still speak, though he'll speak and cast. He may still speak. He may still speak, but cannot cast any innate spells except for there we go. blep, 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 blep. Okay, line going up now. Can you hear me? Hello. Yeah, I've been talking this whole time. Yay. Why is that? There we go. Okay, cool beans. Okay, so yeah, I've been talking this whole time. I have no idea when it went out. So, I mean, I've mostly just been talking about why I'm doing any given thing, mostly. So his Hellfire ability is a very common ability that he has across pretty much every version of the games. Wow, yippee. Oh, thank you, Mr. Vaux? I think it's the French Vaux, maybe? Somebody bought something. That's good. This is probably the border project. And now that my voice is working, I will use this as an excuse to talk about it. So I owe the IRS money, because the past 2 years have been very difficult, and I mostly did commission work or contract work in that time. $5 to the border project. Thank you, Mr. Vogt. We're currently at approximately 13%, and I've gotten 16 of the borders out so far. There's 18 more on the current docket, and the next $5 will unlock another one, and every $10 unlocks a new token border that I'm releasing for free. I'm trying to raise money to pay off my taxes, basically, and everyone in the community can use any of these token borders for free. You can check out my kofi, and you'll see my goal there, as well as in the store there is a free pack which contains all the current tokens, and you can donate through that pack to update, to help me update and force me to make more. By the end of it, we should have 205 free token borders for the community. And now that that's done, I'll stop plugging myself. Say thank you again to Mr. Vox, and go back to making Dracula. So change shape here. Every true vampire has changed shape. It lets them turn into a wolf or a bat. But Dracula often turns into these big demonic or freaky monstrosities, halfway through the fight. So I've got it to where when he's at half of his total hit points, he may instead assume a form as if under the effects of demon form, devil form, or aberrant form. While in such a form, he may still speak, but cannot cast any innate spells except for cantrips. I'm going to give him some innate spells. And so that's to help do like beast form and like the weird amalgamate monster thing at the end of Symphony in the Night, etc., etc. I gave him a Demens ability, which basically says he has Castlevania, and he can move it once a year as a 1-hour activity. And when he uses Mist Escape, he can reconstitute and recover anywhere inside of Castlevania. And he's not affected by a revulsion to garlic at all. nor to religious symbols presented by creatures of 18th level or lower, or by creatures without holy sanctification. So you have to be holy sanctified, and at 19th level or higher in order to repulse him with a holy symbol or religious symbol. So he's relatively narrow there. He still has the other vampiric weaknesses as normal. Or vampiric vulnerabilities. Because I don't think that they're there's anything else I needed to remove in that aspect. Vampire count. Right. He can still be staked. He's still vulnerable to sunlight. Okay, so not affected. Additionally, so long as he does not enter the water, he may cross over running water willingly. And I do that because, like, there's water running all under his castle in fucking Symphony of the Night and pretty much every other version of Castlevania. He has a moat, and he leaves the castle. So, I think he can walk over water. Let's see. Items. Building creatures. I don't know how I closed building creatures, but I did apparently. And I rolled too far. I scrolled too far the other way. Where is it? There we go. All right, so we can. I mean, he's unique anyway, so we can give him whatever we want. Check. Give him a level 19 cloak. Or cape. That one's kind of meh. The other worn items. Level 19. Maybe I won't give him anything. Oh, that's cool. We'll give him that. A silhouette cloak. That's a cool item. Silhouette cloak. Grand. Oops, I'm not typing. Grand Bazaar. What's a silhouette cloak? So in bright light, it shimmers in patches of color that shift, and even when the cloth is still. In dim light or darkness, it grants. It seems to blend into your surroundings and grants you a +3 item bonus to stealth checks. And once per minute, you and objects you wear or carry fall into your shadow, becoming a 2-dimensional silhouette. In this form, you aren't incorporeal, but you also don't have a solid form and don't occupy your space, allowing other creatures to pass through or end their turn there. You gain resistance 20 to all damage except force damage, damage from effects with the light trait, and damage from strikes with the Ghost Touch property rune. This increases your resistance to 40 against non-magical damage. Other creatures can't attempt strength-based skill checks against you. Your land and climb speeds both become 40 feet, and you can't use actions except climb, step, or stride actions using the granted speeds or an interact activation to return to your normal form. If your current space doesn't have sufficient room for you to return to your normal form, you return to your normal form in the nearest open space. And it has a once per day reaction where you fold the cloak over yourself and vanish into your shadow for a moment, gaining the benefits of the first activation until the end of the current creature's turn. Damage resistance applying to the triggering damage. And the trigger is you would take damage. So like if you're gonna get him maybe with a damaging spell, he can go wah and raise his cloak and block with it, sort of turning into a shadow for a brief moment, which is pretty cool and I think is befitting of him. Grand Bazaar, page 43. And I don't know if I was muted or if anyone was here when I said this. The reason he's got physical to resistance 25, which is pretty standard for vampires. To have physical resistance against except magical silver, but I gave him double versus non-magical, so he's got 50 resistance versus non-magical attacks. And I just thought I would do that because I thought Trevor Belmont punching him in the face and him like not even blinking was funny. He's just like, so you must be the Belmont, and just fucking, it was so funny and cool. And so I thought that would be a nice nod to that. Also, there's the whole shtick about how like, oh, he might only be able to be killed with the vampire killer, which isn't accurate because we see him get killed by other things throughout the games, but it's still nice. Weaknesses. Do holy 20. I think because he's kind of, as a Dark Lord, he's sort of borderline between whatever he is and like some sort of fiend. So I think putting that there makes some sense. Oh, I'm scrolling the wrong direction. The resistance? No, that's AC. Actually, yeah, I'll down tune it. We have the low end, so we'll do 15. Weakness to 15. Because we're not going to give him, unlike Galamoth, we're not going to give him an absolute crap ton of HP. We're going to give him a good amount. It'll probably be between moderate and high if I'm guesstimating correctly. So do 12 plus 23 times 20. So 472 or 512. I think 512. 512 HP. And then we go in here. I need the shtick. The whole shtick. Where'd that vampire stat block go? Immunities. Oh, he's got fast healing too. Forgot about that. Okay, so we gotta put that there. He can restore himself in anywhere in his men's, usually his throne, instead of needing a coffin. Fast healing. 15. Immunities. That way. Interesting. So vampires are not immune to bleed damage, I think. Or yeah, because they're not non-living creatures. They just didn't point it out in the vampire blocks. So I'm gonna put in bleed damage. Because it is sort of the norm now. You can look through a bunch of creatures in the remaster, and it's sort of the norm now to point out the obvious and sort of, or like to prevent people from having to go info diving. So like you put the reach in the attack, and you put bleed in where it's appropriate. Into immunities instead of assuming, well, this creature is non-living, so it doesn't matter. So they've sort of done that. Yeah. I guess they might not be putting the reach and everything. I saw that someone going through Monster Core. So I guess it's kind of hit or miss there. But I do like the clarity that it provides, including the reach in the stat blocks regardless. Aberrant form heightened up to 10th rank. Okay, so let's go back to his claw. So we need his chance to hit. be high with moderate damage, so plus 42 to hit. Moderate damage because it's agile. Normally you do high and high. 40, 10 plus 20. Let's do 4. There. Any dice. To me. Any die. Uh, 4d8 plus 20 plus 1d6. Calculating 41.5. Close enough. So we're gonna do 4d8 plus 20. 21 plus 1d6 void. And so he's got a little bit of extra burn on there from being this super powerful undead. Slashing. Versatile P. Okay. So he's got Hellfire. We need innate spells. And mixed. And we'll do this. Magical admixture. Dracula has studied all forms of magic and has granted himself a limited assortment of spells, of innate spells. These mixed spells can be of... Ooh, what happened? Thank you for following Emilia Hertz. Thank you very much. We're making Dracula. I don't know if you've been here for long or if you just hopped in, but we are making Dracula from Castlevania for Pathfinder 2nd edition. And I make stuff. I stream 5 days a week, most generally. Usually in this time slot. And on Wednesdays and Saturdays, I kind of do projects that I want to do just for whatever. Like, I make a lot of Castlevania creatures. There's a Galamoth, there's a Guillotiner, Discus Lord, Poexil, Fleaman, Bomb Armor, Axe Armor. There's a Charmander. There's some Terraria stuff. There's a sword from Devil May Cry. There's some original content. There's a Diplocephalus. There's an SCP. There's a dragon I haven't finished. There's a gun from Castlevania. There's the shield rod. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. But today we're working on Dracula because last week I wrote Galamoth, and this week I had a couple of videos I thought were going to pass 100 views on YouTube. And so I was like, what's gonna go first? What's gonna hit 100 first? Is it gonna be Spellbound Regalia, or is it going to be the environmental dangers? Because they're both at like 90 something. And then like at the time that I made that post, Galamoth was like 60 views or something, 60 something views. And then by like the next day, Galamoth had passed 100 views. So I'm making another Castlevania creature today instead of those, and I'll probably do stuff for them after I get they pass 100 views. But right now we're working on the man himself, Dracula, the miserable little pile of secrets himself. These admixed spells are treated as being of all traditions Though if a being of any tradition, Dracula uses when he casts a spell. DC 46. Attack plus 38. What is translocate? Base level is spell 4, 4th. Translocate at will. Actually, we can make it 5th because there's a natural immunity built into translocate, so he can't spam the 1 mile. He can't spam that. It will cantrip 10. Go with ignition, message, prestidigitation. And just for vampire flavor, approximate, because counting all the rice or whatever the thing is, that's not a thing for Dracula, but it's still very funny to include, I think, just as a little nod to that aspect of vampire lore. Let's see. Detect magic would make sense. Draw moisture. Ooh, eat fire would be cool for him because I don't think I want to actually give him fire resistance, but he does like lean into fire stuff a lot, so that makes a lot of sense to me. Let's see. Like, a lot of these aren't even like combat things. They're just stuff he can do. Because like you might not fight him, he might appear and do things. And like I think that's important to remember for creatures, is they might have non-combat abilities. Gale Blast makes sense, so you can just push people back from him. Gale Blast. Okay, so that's all of his cantrips. Now, do we want to give him any other spells? He doesn't generally summon things like in a battle. I think maybe bats sometimes, but he's got a vampire ability for that, Children of the Night. And we've got Hellfire covered here. It's 260-foot lines. Dracula cannot use Hellfire again for 1d4 rounds. Let's look at 10th rank spells. Oh, not focus spells. Sorry. Normal spells. There we go. Let's look at 10th rank spells. See, it would kind of make sense to use Avatar, but he doesn't have like a god. So that's why I did the other form thing as part of change shape. Dinosaur form. Fabricated element embodied. I think it wouldn't be terribly unreasonable to give him the fire elemental version of element embodied. Nah. He turns into a big hello, Jarl. Welcome in. He does the big face in the sky thing. What's that? There's a spell that basically does that, and I can't remember what it is. It's not necessarily like in the sky, but you like project an image of yourself. Image. Oh no, I put that in the wrong search slot. How you doing, Jarl? Welcome into the stream. We're making Dracula today. I'm currently trying to find spells to give him. Image, not imgay. Whoa, Castlevania Pathfinder. I have a lot of Castlevania Pathfinder. If you want to check out my Patreon, which is 100% free, I have many Castlevania creatures on there. There's Galamoth. There's a Guillotiner. There's a Discus Lord, Huexel, Fleaman, Bomb Armors, Axe Armors, etc. I have even more. And I've got some other stuff from like Terraria, Pokemon, Devil May Cry, a few things in there as well. SCP. And welcome to the Pathfinder gang. Good to hear. Where is it? Project image. phantasm. So we give him project image, right? Or illusion. Illusion. Load all spells, please. Vision. Ooh. It's not what I'm going for, but that is a cool spell. Visions of Danger. I'm gonna hopefully learn enough to run something soon. It's a good game. It doesn't take that long, I think, to learn the basics. Don't get necessarily bogged down in learning everything all at once. There are a lot of things that might be niche. Like if you're just doing a one shot, you might not need to know like exploration rules or infiltrations or all that other stuff. Like go with just the core of the system, and you can get into the more niche stuff as you need it. Illusory scene. Vision of beauty. Nightmare. Mare's misfortune. Right. Yeah. I'm not seeing one of these doing what I'm thinking. Maybe it's a ritual that I'm thinking of. Dread ambience. Load. Oh yeah, sky signs. Would probably do it. That fits. Magical admixture. Additionally, he may use Arcana. He may use ritual lore to make any check required to cast a ritual and requires 2 fewer secondary casters, but must still supply the appropriate checks. So mixed innate spells. Do that. Rituals. DC 46. Sky signs. Let's see. Create undead. I will be right back. I've been told that somebody is here. Okay. I am back. Let's see. Do teleportation circle. Binding circle. Or no, lore-wise, he can't actually summon fiends. He needs humans to do that. I'm going to make myself food now. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, Super Cat. I'll see you in a little bit. Order's prediction, world's stage. He doesn't have Resurrect, otherwise Symphony of the Night would not have happened. Call Spirit. Like Dread Ambience is just him. We'll give it to him. If only to draw attention to a very cool spell. Oh, thank you for the follow, Jarl. We are, we stream 5 days a week. And 2 days a week, I'm usually doing stuff like this. Another 2 days a week, I'm usually doing layout for various projects. And the last day, which is usually Tuesdays, or which is technically my first day of the week, I'm usually working on commissions. I'm working on an ancestry right now for a commission. Be sure to check it out. Thank you. I also post all my VODs to YouTube and have also have dedicated videos. Dracula here will be getting a dedicated video. Most of the things I work on Saturday end up with one, but that probably won't come out till tomorrow. I take Sunday and Monday off from streaming so that I have time to do other stuff. Big Undead. Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. So I'm going to go home now, spend the day working on Pathfinder stuff in Foundry. Good luck. I hope you enjoy your time playing Pathfinder. I think it's a great system. It is my favorite. So I hope you have fun with it. Loading flame. Switching over from 5e. Yeah. A big thing I would say, if you haven't gotten this advice already, is don't feel the immediate need to change things. The systems like the encounter building system actually work quite well. You don't have to change a bunch of stuff to suit balance. You don't need to feel like you have to overwhelm your players with enemies, because it's actually a little better balanced. Enemies aren't just HP sponges most of the time. Oozes are, but that's sort of, oozes also have absolutely trash AC for their levels, so it's really easy to hit them. And I'm going off on a tangent. Sorry, I'm probably front loading with unnecessary shit. Floating Flame is a 2nd level spell, and let's give him a 10th level Floating Flame. Let's see. What other special crap does he do? Right, we've got his teleporting around. We've got Hellfire. Floating Flame is sort of like the big Hellfire that he uses in the show. Let's see. Is there any other big cool stuff we could use? I need to hurry up. I'm running low on time. Oh yeah, when's it lock? Maybe we leave it there and just ensure that he's also fairly physically capable. Oh, we're about out of space anyway. I didn't notice that. So yeah, that's probably good. Floating Flame, 10th level, translocate at will, a bunch of those things. Got some spells. Treated as being of any tradition Dracula chooses when he casts a spell. He may use Ritual Lord to make any check required to cast a ritual. Requires 2 fewer secondary casters. I must still supply the appropriate checks. Change shape, hellfire, skills, acrobatics. And we've got let's see. Saving throws. I think we'll lean into him having a pretty decent defense. He's got mod high hit points. So let's give him a really, really good reflex. Maybe one short of extreme, so 43. Give him a 40 will and a 41 fortitude. Or no, 40 fortitude. I'm thinking strength. So he's got high, nearly extreme high. He's depressed though, so maybe we lower his will a little. I don't think we should lower it that much. Maybe 38. No, not 98. 38. There we go. So his will's a little on the lower side. Or maybe his will should be higher. He gets angry too easy. So we'll say will is his weakest option. It's not like it's bad by any means. And we'll go with a high AC. 49. We might lower this to 48. But I think for the moment, because he doesn't have a lot outside of spells. But most of his spells are cantrips. So and he's supposed to be pretty basic until he uses change shape to use one of these forms, and then he'll go full on may still speak, but may not cast spells. Wait, these not heighten? One plus his level. Still be lower. requires to say chin shape. You may still speak but may not cast spells. He gains 40 temporary hit points. It's 40 temporary hit points. And increase and gains a +4 status bonus to damage roll. Plus bonus to damage rolls and deals uses his claw damage if it is higher than the let me read this. Let me assume a monstrous form, choosing to become large or huge. He cannot cast spells in this form, though he gains a +4 status bonus to damage rolls, a +2 status bonus to attack rolls and strength-based skill checks. Cast a spell in this form. Let's look at our to hits right quick. So attack bonus takes us up to extreme. So we don't necessarily want to go to high damage. Which we are not. We're not quite reaching high damage. We're in the interim. So the damage rolls and skill-based skill checks. While in this form, his weakness to holy increases to 25. He suffers a -1 status penalty to AC. Status penalty. Actually, yeah, let's go up to high damage average. I need to give him a bite, don't I? vampire. Mastermind is fine. No? Okay. Alright, so back to skills. Acrobatics plus... Whoopty. Skills. That is 43. Plus 43. Athletics should be very high. Give him plus 46. Ritual lore plus 40. Intimidation plus 44. Arcana plus 43. Diplomacy plus 44. He's not really known for lying, as far as I can tell, so I'm not gonna give him deception. Or no, I guess he does. He tricks. Deception is what A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. He tricks his vampires into still following him after they think he's lost it. Deception plus 44. Let's see, intimidation. We'll give him stealth. Stealth plus 43. I should have crafting and medicine, I think. 33. He's a very well-educated fellow in many regards. Religion. Plus 42. Medicine should also be 42. I don't think he gives that much of a damn about society. Like, he understands it, but he can do that with a plus 10, you know? Nature. He has studied many a thing. (42) Cultism plus 43. You know what? We will give him society. Make him somebody that, like, if you're not running him necessarily as the big bad, he can be gone to for information. So there's his skills. Are we overflowing? Just barely. That's fine. Vampiric Lord. Alright, so this is header. Create servitor. Mist escape, children of the night, dominate, drink blood, turn to mist. And gains the fiend trait. To AC, gains the fiend trait. Okay, so we forgot the damage for Hellfire. All right, let's get that right quick. So we're going for unlimited. It's a limited use thing, so it has only so much can be used. It's got a cooldown. So we're looking at 24d6 or 84 average damage. I'm back with a snack while I wrap on this track. Welcome back. We're about to wrap up here as well. I got to put in the damage for Hellfire. And I need any dice. Any dice, come here. Any dice is really good for figuring out average damages and things like that. So, well, we have 24d. What was it? 6? Yeah, 24d6 was our base output, and that's 84. I want to go with, let's say, 18d10. Am I close? No, I'm going over 16d10. That is a little closer, 15d10. All right, so we're going to drop to 12d10 direct fire damage, plus a parenthetical of 1.5 times, 1.5 times, 2d10. Calculate. Syntax error. Was expecting a closed parenthesis somewhere. Okay, so we'll just do it this way. Stretch. All right. All right. Got that stretch in. All right, so I want it to be rather devastating. So, let's see. Well, what were we without the 2d10 extra? We were at 66. So we just added 11. Which 1.5 would be 16. So another 6 to that is 83. So I think we give it one more straight damage die. And we will do it that way. So 13 d 10 fire damage and 2 d10 persistent fire damage with a basic reflex save, which means that 2d10 can get halved or doubled as well. So Hellfire is his iconic spell that he uses in pretty much every combat, where he doesn't move, he just teleports around in hellfires. And we'll add this little extra line. If Dracula's last action was to fast translocate, he may reduce the actions. He may use Hellfire as a single action. There, and that fully captures the fantasy of him teleporting around and throwing a fireball. Right, because translocate's a 2-action spell, correct? Yes. All right. Next action on his turn. And I think that'll make him rather dynamic in combat, especially with the fact that he's medium and could get potentially locked down. So let's tweak our art here so that no higher. There we go. All right. Oh no, we don't have our lorem ipsum dolor replaced. All right, so Dracula, Dark Lord, Ancient Vampire, immersed in a myriad of myths. He returns every 100 years. Some directed by those who would pay him tribute. Just a little simple thing because we are kind of full here. Maybe we will shrink the art back down a little. There we go. All right. So now we save this image. Nearest neighbor resampling. Current page. Export. To the Patreon room. Doing Dracula. And so this is going to go up on the Patreon with the transcript here pretty shortly. And tomorrow we should have a video dedicated to Dracula here. But for right now, I gotta get ready for work. So I'm going to go find somebody to raid. Thank you everyone for coming in and watching me make Dracula. please feel free to find the video and comment on it if you think something should have changed or been different. Hope the video gets popular. So do I. I very recently hit 50 subs on YouTube, which is like 10% of what you need to start monetizing YouTube. But Galamoth did reach 100 views in approximately 4 days. So hoping that Dracula gets up there as well. All right, so we've got a few people online. Oh, the Foundry people are up. I'm gonna go raid them. So PF2e on Foundry volunteer dev team's up. So I'm gonna go ahead and raid them. Takale or Ian is has been liking a lot of my stuff lately, so I want to go show him some love. Bye everybody. Thank you for coming, and I will see y'all all Tuesday, hopefully. And there's a possibility the stream on Tuesday might be late. It depends on when I'm able to get to the store to do my shopping for the next 2 weeks. But hopefully I'll be able to get that done Monday. So we're gonna go to the raid now. Bye.